Okay. So this is how you are going to create your logo in Pixlr. So once you've finished your planning document, that's the first thing. You're going to submit that. And then you're going to go and actually create your logo based on what you decided in your planning document. And remember, your logo is supposed to be like reflective of who you are. So your logo should be reflect your personality, things that you're interested in, and it should have the 4 elements of design. So that is color. Do you guys remember what the 4 elements of design are? Color, typography, right? Which is your font style. Imagery, what type of image you're going to use to reflect who you are, and then context. What type of context are you going to give your audience so that they know what it is you're all about, your product's all about. So the product is you, right? So for instance, in my Pixlr site, I might say like I'm interested in music. I might download an image of these headphones. Say like I'm someone who's a giving person. I downloaded this picture of these helping hands, right? So you want to think about what icon or what image reflects who you are, and then what color palette also does that same thing. So you're going to go create new. You're going to select web small because you're just making an icon, so it can be a small screen size. And then you're going to title it your name, and this is going to be your logo. So you just hit create, and there's your template, right? So the first thing I would think about would be, okay, what is the name of my company? You can think of a name of your company, or you can just type your name. So you go to the T for text, add new text. And my company's name I always use is Marga Pictures. Marga stands for bliss, blissful pictures, okay? So, and I've already downloaded this font, this Sweet Home font, because I like the way it's real clean. It looks kind of thin, like it's light, kind of like symbolizing like this freedom. And the way that you get that font is when you're in your planning document, you go to this website, DaFont. When you go there, you can download any kind of font you like. So you want to think about what type of font are you interested in. So for instance, if I'm interested in video games, I might, oh no, those are, you don't want to use those. If I'm kind of groovy and I want to do like 70s style, I would click on that category and then just scroll down till you find a font that kind of reflects your personality. Let's say I like these bell bottoms, right? So if this is the font that I like, I just hit download. And it's going to go into your downloads folder, and you're going to want to open it up on your computer by clicking on the actual file. And then these are called zip files. So it means that they're all like kind of zipped up. You need to unzip them. So the way you unzip them is basically just double click on it. And then that font will drop onto your computer so that when you go to Pixlr, if you want that font, you click on the font, add local font, and then basically you're installing that font that you just downloaded. So I'm going to click on this bell bottom font and say open. And now I have that font that I can use if I want to use it. Where did it go? Made it really small. Interesting. If it's really small, you can increase the size of your text. Okay, that one didn't work very well. So I'm not going to use that font. I'm going to just go back to the text, go back to the font, and I'm going to use Sweet Home. Okay. Now you want to think about what is the color scheme. What colors are going to use in your logo that reflect who you are. So when you did your planning document, it had you go to this website that had a bunch of different colors listed and the meaning of those colors. So you can select from there which color you think reflects who you are the best. So like Purple is royalty. Blue is kind of more calming. Green would be calming and like natural. Maybe your colors are bright and bold. And then you're going to pick a color palette. So you're going to go to this site to pick your color palette. Right there. And so for instance, this one's kind of pretty. I like this color palette because it's kind of subtle. They're not bright and bold colors, but they're kind of more like reserved. So that I would say that's kind of more like me. So I'm going to click on the 3 dots. I'm going to export the palette and I'm going to save it as an image. I'm just going to call this color. And then I'm going to export. That's also going to go to your downloads folder. So when you open up that color palette, who remembers what these numbers at the bottom of the color palette represent? What are those called? They're called hex codes, right? So if I type in this hex code in any program, digital program, it's like a binary code. It's what computers use to program things, right? So the hex code, if I type in that number, my paintbrush is going to turn that color. So I'm going to use that color, that right there. By clicking on my back, I'm going to give my text a background, and I'm going to click on color. And then this little hashtag box, this is where you type in the hex code. So I want my color to be F07167. And then your background color will match that color from your color palette. Okay, so that's how you get that color. And then I need a picture. So what kind of image goes along with what I'm all about? And for me, that would be a camera. I'm about taking pictures. So you're going to go to the Pixel website. That's also in your planning document. And you're going to type in whatever image you're looking for. So for me, right now, I might type in video camera. And if I do this drop down on images, I can get illustrations instead of like photos. And see if I like any of these. This one's probably the best. This is like an old school camera. So I can use that, or another way to do it is just to do a Google search. So if I do a Google search for, say, I was looking for a butterfly, say I do a video camera. If you click on tools and images and then tools, you can select like either line drawings, so it can be real simple, or you can select clip art, so it's got more color. I think I'm going to go with the line drawing. I like that one. So again, to save a picture, to download a picture, who remembers how to download a picture on your computer? Click on
push the save image as.
Exactly. So you're going to click Alt on your keyboard and then click on your mouse. And you're going to see this pop-up window and do save image as. Okay, and you might call it camera or whatever it is so you can find it again. It's going to be in your downloads. Just click save. So then you can go back to Pixlr. And this time I'm going to import an image. So you guys did this for your remix project. All you do is click add image. It looks like a little mountain icon. Browse. And in your downloads folder, there's your image. You just select it and say open. And then add it to the current layer. Don't create a new project, add it to your current project. And there it is. And now it's gigantic, right? So I'm going to resize it so I can go like this and just make it a lot smaller. Okay, and now this isn't exactly what I want. It's not the greatest. I would probably mess around a little bit. Maybe Photoshop or any kind of editing program works in layers. So whatever layers on top is what you see. So if I move my text layer on top, then this can go. We can do that. And maybe you want a background color. So what I would do is either add a new layer by clicking on this plus button and make it empty. And if you go to your paintbrush tool, your drawing tool, you can select your paintbrush. Maybe I want to increase the size because maybe I want to just paint the entire background. And increase the size, and then the color, I want it to go along with my color palette. So again, I'm going to pick a color from my color palette, which would be, I've already used the pink one, so maybe now I want to use this like teal blue. So 00AFB9. So I'm going to type in 00AFB9, and then my palette will turn blue. And then I can just kind of color over everything. And you're noticing that I'm coloring on top because it's the top layer. Don't worry about it, because what you're going to do is then switch that layer so it's underneath. Okay, so there's my blue background. I can just drag this layer to the bottom. And then I got my icon on top. Okay, so that's kind of how it works. This still needs work, but all you need for your assignment is a color palette, an image, and text. Okay? And then the last step would be to save it. And you can save it as a PNG or a JPEG file. Click download, and it'll be in your downloads folder, and that's what you're going to attach to Google Classroom. Okay, are there questions about that? No? Okay, so go ahead and try.